What is going on, everybody out there? Fascinating graveyard today here at the Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California. It's on Slauson Avenue, in case anybody out there is asking. Or is it Slauson Boulevard? Well, there's really only one street here in Los Angeles named Slauson, and it runs from the beach area, which is where I'm at, Culver City, out into the ghettos of HP, Huntington Park. It could also go longer than that. Anyways, we're not here to talk about ghetto streets that nobody should be driving down unless you're making a hood vlog video. Today we're here to visit the final resting place of this man right here. His name is Scott Brady, very, very famous Hollywood actor during the I would say his heyday was the 50s and the 60s. Now, Scott Brady, whose real name is Gerald Tierney, was born in Brooklyn, New York on September 13th, 1924. Now, that name Tierney, that is a name, when I first heard it, I was thinking of the Hollywood actress. I think I did a video on Faces in Death with the last name Tierney. I forgot her first name. But I was thinking, okay, is this a brother of that lady, or is there another actor that I'm thinking of with the last name Tierney? And if you're thinking the same thing as I am, then yes, there were two brothers, and they were actors, and one of them was pretty well known. His name was Lawrence Tierney, and he is the brother of Scott Brady right here, the man that we're going to be visiting today. And so anyways, so he was born in Brooklyn, New York, and played sports in high school. Now, originally, when he was in high school, he was a teenager, he wanted to have a career in radio. And after high school, he would go off and join the military. He joined the Navy, actually, and he would serve in the Navy during World War II. And so I seen that somebody had wrote something about him, like a little blog or vlog or whatever you want to call that thing, that he was a boxing champion. Now, I had to kind of do a little bit of research anyways to try to pretend I know what I'm talking about here, because I was like, was this guy like a boxer, like a ranked boxer in the U.S.? Well, no, he was a light heavyweight champion boxer of the world in the Navy. Yeah, which, you know, that counts. So at the area where he was stationed at, he fought in the light heavyweight division, and he won the title. So he was the best boxer. I don't know if it was the entire Navy or just the station where he was at. I mean, I should have probably done a little bit more research to that. But anyways, so when he was stationed in the Navy, he was on the USS Norton Sound. So maybe they fought on the boat or something. And other than beating other people up, his job was he was a naval mechanic. So he would serve, and he would be honorably discharged in 1946. So, you know, later on, he makes his way out to Los Angeles right after he gets out, because at this time now, his brother Lawrence is, I wouldn't say, I don't know if he was a big star, but he was a pretty well-known actor in Hollywood. And I heard some unsavory things about Lawrence too. But anyways, so his brother is getting very steady work out here, so maybe he could pull some strings, what have you. So Scott, he makes his way out to Hollywood, and so he ends up getting a job. So for a while, he was a lumberjack. I don't know if that makes any sense. I guess he was a tree cutter. And he also drove a taxi as well. So he enrolls in an acting school in Beverly Hills called the Bliss Hayden Dramatic School. And it was there during a play that the school was putting on that he was discovered by a man who worked at a defunct movie company called Eagle Lion Films. I've never heard of it. Have you guys? Eagle Lion Films. I guess they were a big deal back in the 40s and the 50s. So he would make his acting debut in a 1948 movie called In This Corner That's the title of the movie. In this corner, guys, guess what? It was a boxing movie, right? And it makes sense because he was a naval champion boxer, light heavyweight champion of the world. So why not put him in a boxing movie, right? It just makes sense. He would, play in mostly Westerns, did some Broadway work too, I believe, through the 1950s and the 1960s. Now, he had his own TV show, which came out, I want to say it ran for like a season or 2 seasons, whatever they considered a season back then. It was called Shotgun Slade, right? And this was at the time where Westerns were very, very popular to, put out on TV, and everybody loved them. Now, Shotgun Slade, of course, when you're a producer and you're trying to come up with something unique that could separate, your TV show from all the other TV shows. So this show was not, how Marshall Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke or, the other character, which name escapes me, the Rifleman, Chuck Connors, where he was just on the land and he was just a father rearing his son. So Shotgun Slade was kind of different. So he was it was a Western cowboy kind of TV show, but he was a private investigator. And he had a really, really weird weapon. I don't know if it was a shotgun or a rifle. It was kind of like both. So he had this gun. This is funny. So he had a double barrel. I don't know what to call it. It was a gun. It's kind of weird. So it was like, instead of like a double barrel shotgun, it was this way. What do you call this? Instead of it like, it was like horizontal, it was like a vertical gun. And the top barrel shot shotgun slugs, but the bottom would shoot a .32 caliber rifle bullet. So he would pull the trigger, and if you weren't going to get decimated by that shotgun slug, then you were going to get torn apart by the rifle bullet. So I guess one is for accuracy and one is just to clear it out. Now, personally, and I'm pretty sure they did it in a TV show, I don't know, I would put buckshot in the top, right? And then, so if I were going to shoot you, like for instance, let's say you recognized me in public and you wanted an autograph and I was feeling a certain way, I would pull out my vertical gun and I would shoot you with buckshot, right? And I'd fill you full of pellets, right? And then just in case the pellets didn't take care of you, that .32 caliber rifle would just blam, would knock you right off your feet, kids. And then I realized what I did, and I would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I thought you. Yeah, sure. Maybe I shouldn't have shot you. Of course, I'll give you an autograph. It's never happened in my life. Though. Nobody cares about me." So this show, I want to say they made. It said it was only on for 1 season, but they made quite a few episodes. It's like they made as many episodes that they could have put that show on TV nowadays for like 3 seasons or so. But that didn't last, and so later on, his career, as he got older, his career would kind of fade off, as a lot of actors when they get older. But here's the funny thing about what caught my attention about this story, and I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have done it. But I'm glad I'm doing it. Is that I read that he was offered the part as Archie Bunker before Carol O'Connor was. Now, at first, when I'm like, I don't believe this, right? So I started watching a couple of his movies, as I'm kind of taking notes on other things for other channels. And I can kind of see, because he had that really raspy kind of that voice. So I could kind of see him playing Archie Bunker. Now, that story doesn't make sense to me because Archie Bunker, it wasn't him, or I guess him and Norman Lear, who was the producer. Carol O'Connor had known about a show in England called Till Death Do Us Part, which is based on an English show, Archie Bunker. And so I don't really know if it's true or not that this guy was offered the role of Archie Bunker. He was on that All in the Family. He did play on 4 episodes. One of the episodes, I forgot what his name on it, the character on the show was like Jack something, whatever. I guess Edith was feeling a certain way. And she went to the bar, and then he was flirting with her. I guess it was a big deal or something like that. Anyways, so he played on 4 episodes. I guess he was one of Archie's friends or whatever. But I also read that Mickey Rooney was actually offered the part first. Now, again, I don't know if Carol O'Connor and Norman Lear or somebody else from the show, they're like, kind of throwing verbal jabs through different, interviews that they would do, because it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm not saying I don't believe the story. Maybe he was offered it. I have no idea, but I can't really find a definitive reason on whether he was truly offered the role or not. But anyways, other than that, I mean, he had a pretty successful career, to say the least. So other than that, he would play on a couple episodes of the Rockford Files, and he also played Shirley's dad on an episode of Laverne and Shirley. And his final role in his career before he died, he was in the movie Gremlins. I did watch that movie as a child, but I don't remember what happened. I did play, wasn't there a video game called The Gremlins or something like that? I'm not really sure. And here we are. This is the final resting place of Gerard Tierney, aka Scott Brady. And says at the bottom, sure, and you can hear the angels sing. Scott died of emphysema. I smoked for a very long time. And we definitely know that smoking is very bad. But nonetheless, Hollywood actor extraordinaire, Scott Brady. Rest in peace, big guy. And another episode is in the books, so to speak. A little bit of stained glass art. Anyways, okay guys, I'm out of here, I'm hitting the road. Catch up with you on the next video. Peace out.